start here. The man before, Rocky Shaw, the 12 gauge. We'll talk a little bit about life before the diagnosis. Before the diagnosis, my life was simple. Not easy, simple. I mean, I trained guys. It was simple. I mean, not easy, simple. You train, you improve, you compete, you repeat. My world was built on assumptions that my body would always let me do what my mind demanded. I wasn't reckless. I was disciplined. Years of martial arts, years of wrestling, years of conditioning. I understood pain. I understood fatigue. I understood sacrifice. The ring wasn't just a job. It was a structure. It was identity. It was proof. When you build your life on performance, you don't know you don't think about what happens when performance is taken away. You think in seasons, you think in matches, you think in goals, not endings, not limits, and not words like heart condition. It didn't start dramatic, no collapse, no ambulance, no movie moment, just something off. Breathing that didn't match the effort, fatigue that didn't match the work. At first you ignore it. Athletes always do. You tell yourself it's overtraining, stress, age, anything that lets you keep going. Then comes the test. Rooms that smell like disinfectant instead of sweat. Doctors who don't speak in timelines or goals. They speak in measurements. Walls, thickness, risk. Words like hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. A long word for a short message. This could kill you. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday. And suddenly every plan I had an expiration date. I remember sitting there thinking, this isn't an injury that I can just rehab. This is something inside me that discipline couldn't outwork. For the first time in my life, effort wasn't the answer. Here's the part that people don't talk about. When the ring disappears, it's not the income you miss first. It's the structure, the routine, the purpose. The place where you knew who you were. When your life had been built around performance and performance is removed. You don't just lose a career, you lose a version of yourself. No crowd, no locker room, no countdown to the next match. It's just quiet. And questions, who am I? If I can't do the one thing I built my life around, I didn't spiral, I didn't collapse, but I did something more dangerous. I went silent. I started measuring my value by what I could no longer do. That's a slow erosion, not dramatic, not steady, one thought at a time. There was no breakthrough moment, no mirror speech, no lightning bolt, just a realization that came one night, sitting alone, thinking about the future, about the future I no longer had. I had two options. Disappear or rebuild. Not reinvent and rebuild. Using the same discipline, the same standards, the same refusal to quit, just pointed in one direction. I realized something important. The ring didn't make me disciplined. Discipline made me dangerous in the ring. The ring didn't build my mindset. The mindset built the ring career. And if that was true, then I wasn't finished. I was just interrupted. So I stood asking, why did this happen to me? And I started asking, and I stopped asking, why did this happen to me? And I started asking, what can I do? What can I still build? God, it's harder than I thought, guys. Sorry. Just a realization that came one night, sitting alone, thinking about the future. About the future I no longer had. I had two options. Disappear or rebuild. Not reinvent and rebuild. Using the same discipline, the same standards, the same refusal to quit, just pointed in one direction. I realized something important. The ring didn't make me disciplined. Discipline made me dangerous in the ring. The ring didn't build my mindset. The mindset built the ring career. And if that was true, then I wasn't finished. And I started asking, and I stopped asking, why did this happen to me? And I started asking, what can I do? What can I still build? It's harder than I thought, guys. Sorry. 12 Gauge Pro Wrestling wasn't born from nostalgia. It was born from clarity. It wasn't chasing my past. It was building a future for people who still had theirs. Athletes, young talent, people who needed structure, standards, and a place where discipline mattered more than politics. The mindset shifted. Strength stopped meaning, how much can I lift? It started meaning, how well I could adapt. Leadership stopped meaning, who followed me into the ring. It started meaning, who I could help stand up. HCM didn't stand, it made me more precise, more patient, more intentional, because when time becomes uncertain, you stop wasting it. If you're watching this because something in your life got taken from you, let me tell you something calmly. What you lost is not who you are. It's what you were using to express who you are. Those are not the same thing. I still don't know how long my heart will let me go. No doctor can give you that. That used to scare me. Now it sharpens me. Because when you stop assuming time is unlimited, you start building something that matters. Some of you aren't injured. You're just interrupted. A job ended, a relationship collapsed, a plan failed, and you're calling it the end. It's not. It's just a test. Here's the truth. I had to learn the hard way. The ring didn't make me strong. Losing it did. The body didn't define me. The rebuild did. I thought my legacy would be written in matches. It's being written in people. In discipline, passed forward. In a standard held when it's hard. It's rebuilding instead of retreating. I didn't survive HCM to tell you a health story. I survived it to prove something simple. Your interruption is not your ending. Sometimes it's the moment you finally become the man you were supposed to be.